Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our third virtual head teacher assembly. Before I begin the assembly, I'd like to congratulate all students and staff on a truly extraordinary start to the school year. Over the first 2 weeks of term, over 7,000 house achievement points have been allocated by teachers to students, highlighting the hard work, the determination, the respect and the dedication of students in this school. Over 7,000 achievement points, with Windsor House just taking over Hanover in the early race for the House Cup. But every house is extremely close, so every house achievement point that you earn will be making a big contribution to your peers in your house, and I wish you all the luck this week as you try and achieve as many points as possible. I've also been struck in the first couple of weeks of term by the incredible kindness and courage shown by students. Courage and kindness were key themes in my first 2 assemblies, and my third assembly is also based on one of our key values as a school. And I wonder if you can guess which value I'll be talking about today. Hopefully you can see the slide in front of you now, and on the slide there are 2 pictures. And the pictures are of one of my children. So I have 3 boys, and this is Roman. Roman is 5 years old. And you can see that one of the pictures is before, one of the pictures is after. And the question is, what could have happened? Well, the picture on the left is before Roman's first ever football match. He'd been begging me for months to take him to West Ham. So last Christmas we went, one of his presents was a ticket to a game, and he was really excited before this match that he was going to watch West Ham live and that West Ham might win. Well, the picture on the right hand side is when we got home after the match. And Roman is incredibly upset because unfortunately, as so often happens, West Ham had lost. And Roman was so upset that he started to say that he wanted to support a different team, that he wanted to be a Liverpool fan or a Manchester United fan instead. The value that I want to talk to you today about is resilience. Roman struggled in this moment to show resilience. But resilience is a key character trait here at King Henry School and is one of our key core values as a school. So 2 weeks on the trot, I've spoken about kindness and courage. Today is resilience, that capacity to recover quickly from difficulties, a toughness when things are difficult to be able to bounce back. And we're going to look briefly today at what is resilience and how we can show it at school. Whilst also asking you the question to reflect on about how resilient you feel in certain situations. So as I said a moment ago, resilience, the ability to be happy, successful, particularly after something difficult or bad has happened. There's some researchers in the United States of America at one of the universities out there who have done lots of research into our reactions as humans to when things go wrong. And they've boiled it down to 4 categories, which they believe all humans can fall into. All of us tend to fall into one of these 4 categories when something goes wrong in terms of our immediate reactions. The first category is blame. When something goes wrong, is it always someone else's fault? The second category is defensiveness. When something goes wrong, do we always look for excuses? Do we always try and use that word but? Oh, this wasn't great, but there's a reason for it, that defensiveness that it wasn't our fault. Stonewalling, this is the response when people shut down, when they don't respond. When something's gone wrong and then someone completely closes down, refuses to talk, refuses to engage, they become quite isolated often, and it's known as stonewalling. And the fourth category here is contempt. This tends to be when something goes wrong, if we respond to it in an angry or an aggressive way, often triggering contempt. So these are, according to these researchers in America, 4 categories which can be used to sum up our negative reactions to when something goes wrong. And I wonder if, as you look at this slide, you recognise any of these categories in your own responses to moments of difficulty. Do you tend to blame someone else when something goes wrong? Do you tend to get very defensive? Do you stonewall? Do you shut down? Or do you show contempt? And all of us probably to some extent are in one, if not more, of these categories in those really tough moments. So how can we try to overcome that? How can we try and show greater resilience? How can we train ourselves to develop that trait of resilience? Well, Mind, the charity for better mental health, has a number of key suggestions, and some of them are listed on the slide in front of you. They talk about using relaxation techniques. Sometimes we need that time away, that time out. Sometimes we need some time on our own in order to calm ourselves down if there's been a difficult moment. Often in life there will be challenges, and if something is challenging in life, something that can help sustain us, that can build resilience, are our hobbies and our interests outside of that. So finding an activity that's completely different from the things that are causing you stress, well, that is a real help at giving you some balance, at building some resilience. Making time for your friends. Often if something difficult happens, if we bottle it up ourselves, it feels 10 times worse. By being able to share it with people that we trust, often that problem becomes much smaller. We put it in perspective. We take advice from other people. Getting enough sleep. This is really important. If we don't have enough rest, enough sleep, we become hypersensitive. And in that moment of being hypersensitive, we can take things to heart. We can take things personally when actually they're not intended to be personal at all. Being active physically is important for both physical but mental health. And resolving conflicts. It can be easy sometimes to let conflicts stew, to just always be angry with someone or something. The courageous thing to do, the resilient thing to do, is to try and resolve that conflict. So what is causing you that concern? What is causing you to feel negatively? Tackle that head on. If there's a person you've had an argument with, talking to them about that argument helps you to overcome it. It helps you to move on from it rather than leaving it as an open wound. It helps to build resilience. And you can begin to put some of these techniques from Mind against some of the categories that we talked about a moment ago. Making time for friends will help us to realise actually it's not always someone else's fault. Relaxation techniques help us to overcome that constant need to be defensive. Being active and developing hobbies will mean that we're not just stonewalling, we're not just isolating ourselves, we're active, we're out there. And resolving conflict and being willing to resolve conflict, as well as making sure we get enough sleep and rest, can help with some of the symptoms of contempt as well. And here at King Henry School, there's some key ways that we try and build resilience. And one of them is to rely on really consistent messages, to be ready, to be respectful, to be safe. Language that you will see and hear around the school as we strive to be extraordinary. We believe that if we are always ready, we are showing resilience. If we're always respectful, despite how we might be feeling, that is showing resilience. And if we care about the safety of ourselves and others, that will help us as a school to be resilient to some of the challenges that we face. The strong relationships between staff and students here is critical. And it's those relationships that will make us resilient. Those people you can go to and talk to when things are tough or you're struggling. Having people that you know will treat you fairly and consistently is a key part to that calm resilience that we need to thrive within the school. And I want to share with you something else today as well. As you all know, at the moment, we're not able to invite visitors into the school site. But what we can do, and what we are trying to do, is to share with potential Year 6 students some information about our school before they join us next year. And the key part of that is a video that we have put together, which sums up what we're trying to do, what we want King Henry to be all about. And I want to show part of this video to you now. As I've said, it is for Year 6 students, but I think actually it's useful for all of us in our community to reflect on. So I'm going to play it to you now. And their families. My name is Mr. Leitch, and I'm the very proud head teacher of King Henry School. Here at King Henry School, we believe in providing your sons and daughters with an extraordinary education. One of our key values is kindness. This is a school built on the relationships between students and staff, where every child matters and where no student is left behind. Our vision to be a truly extraordinary school is built on our core values. Values of ambition, of courage, resilience, respect, politeness, and of course, kindness. We believe that these values set us apart from other schools. They enable us to provide a truly extraordinary culture and environment for your son and daughter to thrive. Through our curriculum, we are passionate about unlocking students' curiosity, about widening their opportunities to experience the world around them. And of course, we encourage all of our students to dream big, extraordinary dreams. The favourite part of my day as head teacher is when I'm teaching or talking with students in the playgrounds and the corridors around the school. This school is a community school where everyone matters, where everyone counts, and where everyone is valued. We are also a diverse school, and we are proud of that. We believe that all of the differing personalities, characters, backgrounds and experiences that our students bring to our school makes us richer as a community. We believe in a broad curriculum, in a curriculum where students can unlock their curiosity, where they can find hidden talents, where they can spark new passions. Students here at King Henry School have daily 21C lessons that teach them about the traits of character, about how to be resilient, ambitious. Our key values are explicitly taught to students through this character education program. We don't leave character development to chance. We are proactive in including it in our curriculum. So what makes us truly extraordinary? It's our belief in individuals. It's our belief in unlocking the potential of each and every student. We don't place limitations on our students. We don't cap their aspirations or their ambitions. We believe in providing a truly inclusive environment with an emphasis on the strong, healthy relationships between students and staff. We're in it together. We're a team. We're a family.
I've been made to feel quite welcome because the older students have been helping us find where we need to go, and everyone, all the teachers and other students are very patient with us because of the transition between primary and secondary. Well, it's normal that you'd feel nervous to go from a school to a completely different one where you have to be a lot more independent, but I've been made to feel really welcome. It's the right fit for me as well, so I love it here.
The video that I've just played gives you a glimpse of the vision that I have for King Henry School, that I want it to be an extraordinary school for students and for staff. I know that for those of you in upper year groups, you've had a number of head teachers in the last couple of years, and being a head teacher requires resilience. Being a student in a school of 1,600 other students requires resilience. What will make it work will be the relationships that we have, the relationships that we build to support one another, to show kindness, to show courage, to help us to show resilience in those difficult moments as a school community. I wish you every success this week as you embark upon your lessons. Keep going for those house points. Let's see if Windsor House remains on top by the end of the week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.